Hey everybody, welcome to Fight Network's Downtown Studios. I'm John Randamie, and alongside Robin Black, we're talking about the women's 145-pound division and the UFC Championship, which is set to go down in Brooklyn, New York for UFC 208. The former 135-pound champion, Holm, taking on Randamie. I know what you're thinking. Wait a second. Cyborg is not in this championship fight? Not yet. Of course, they're trying to do their best to create interest in this new division by featuring the gal that kicked Ronda Rousey in the head, and Randamie, a Dutch kickboxer. Fireworks all over this card.
Love the fight.
Yeah.
Love the fight. This is a great fight. Can't wait for this fight. But we're just going to talk about Cyborg the whole time.
Sure.
That's by design. You get it, right? We're
People
part of this. We're all part of this. Cyborg has built her martial arts career on knocking women out and just being a spectacular fighter. But she's built, her celebrity career has been built on a cry for justice. Cyborg's not getting her way. This is not fair. Why does she have to go to 135? Dana White hates her. This cry for injustice.
Yes.
When you sell a fight or you sell anything, you got a marketing budget, you got ads, you got some stuff on YouTube, there's a whole strategized thing of hits, and then we also have the outrage and the controversy created by all of us freaking out on every website and on Twitter, and controversy and outrage and emotion and engagement is a strategized part of selling fights. And this fight between Randamie and Holm is going to be bigger than it could have ever been and bring attention to a brand new city. And then when Cyborg fights the winner, that's going to be bigger than it could have ever been. And we're all going to play a part in it, and our outrage and our cries for justice are going to help the man sell it.
And you believe that the reason why you look at this matchup for the championship, that Cyborg will be attached to this. In all the promos leading up to this championship fight, she is the third wheel waiting in the wings for her opportunity. Will she ever get that opportunity to fight for a UFC championship?
And there is going to be such an outcry. This is unfair. First they tried to make her go to 135 and Ronda wouldn't come up. What the hell? Why wouldn't Ronda come up? And Dana's been screwed. All of that. All of it. We're going to play. We're going to sell it for them. And they know it. And you voted for the President of the United States based on outrage and controversy and that woman's stupid emails. We're all part of it. This is how it works now. We're all being played like fiddles. So our options are go back to 30,000 feet and go, oh man, that is crazy. They're going to have two big fights. And in the end, we're going to see one big one. And then finally, we're going to see Cyborg get her due. Or just be outraged and go crazy and be emotional and sell this stuff for them.
When you look at what the UFC is trying to do, clearly they're trying to make the biggest fights humanly possible. We're going to talk about who are some of the fighters that they're looking at when they're trying to strategize on trying to make the biggest pay-per-views possible. When you look at this fight with, of course, it's Holm taking on Randamie. I don't know if the UFC necessarily wants Cyborg to be the champion because, you know, we've seen that she's had a bunch of mental issues, a difficulty making weight. Even she's had the opportunity to make 145 pounds. She said there just wasn't enough time.
They offered her this fight.
They offered her this fight, and she just said she couldn't make the weight in time. You have Ronda Rousey, who you do not know if she's going to fight past UFC 207. When they look at Holm, okay, if Holm can become the champion, and if she can beat Cyborg, she's already beat Ronda Rousey. If Cyborg and Ronda Rousey are not in play, we've created a new star.
You know, honestly, all these levels and layers that we look at, that type of thing, if this works, then this, and they don't want Conor to fight this guy because this. I know firsthand from Dana, from Joe, from Observer, they can't control this, and they know they can't control this. What they can control is the emotional response of the audience, and they definitely control that. Who wins and who loses? At least Joe Silva, because that guy his entire life is based on logic and the randomness of the world and on science, and that guy has never cared the winner or the loser. It's just a fork in the road, and you go down that. But if Cyborg was offered this fight and through whatever situation she was not able to take it, nobody was like, well, let's not do it. They're like, let's do it. People are going to go crazy, and that's going to sell us 2 fight cards. This one, and when Cyborg fights the winner of this one. And we try our best to not talk about this stuff. and we haven't yet. You and I, the biggest fight fans in the world, and Holly Holm is one of my very favorite martial artists to watch. We haven't even talked about the fight yet, so we got sucked into.
Yeah, I know that's a part of it, and that's one of the reasons why I still love the sport is you're trying to see the interest created, and yes, there is interest created in this fight. But what happens if it wasn't Holly Holm fighting for the 145-pound championship? What if it was just some random fighter the UFC had brought in out from the outside? They decided to go look to Ukraine, for example. They found somebody to take on to Randamie. Would there be as much hype if you didn't include Cyborg into this conversation?
Nah, this is a home run on all fronts. You got emotional response. You got Cyborg waiting for an even bigger fight. You got somebody who beat Ronda Rousey. And you got two brilliant strikers who are going to go meet in the middle and really bring an action fight. This is a double home run, and Cyborg is not going to be happy about this, or is she? Because she might be smart enough to be looking at this and going, oh my God, when I fight the winner, I'm going to be rich.
UFC 208 set to feature the newly crowned, the vacant UFC featherweight championship when Holly Holm takes on Germaine de Randamie.